Hi, I'm Deborah Stengel, founder of Sedona Soul Adventures and international best-selling author of The Journey to Happy, coming to you again from incredibly beautiful Sedona, Arizona, and I'm so happy you're here with me again. Most of you have been following me for long enough to know that I was a divorce attorney for over 20 years in Omaha, Nebraska. And then after that, I've been working for almost 20 years now with Sedona Soul Adventures, doing so much work with couples. So I've been working with couples for almost 40 years. Today, I want to give you 3 specific tips to make your relationship stronger. And what I love about these is that they're actually based on scientific studies. I love it when studies are proving what we kind of already intuitively know. So the first one, and this is one where I think when I say it, you're going to go, duh, Deborah, everybody knows that. But I want you to really listen to what I'm saying about it. So the first one is, if you want your relationship to thrive, you should be having sex often and regularly. I know, everybody knows that, but no, listen. Here's why. Studies have shown there's a direct correlation between how often you have sex and the positive feelings you have about your partner. The more frequently partners had sex, the more positive their implicit or gut level positive feelings about the relationship were. This is according to a study in psychological science. So let me explain exactly what this means. Your implicit feelings about your partner are how you feel naturally about them. So for example, say you just got home, now your partner comes home, you're tired, you know that you need to make dinner. The study researchers reported when you're tired and don't have the energy to think about how you feel about your partner, the implicit attitude you have towards them is the one that will come out and influence the way you treat them. So of course, yes, we all know that, but here's the kicker. What the study showed was that the more sex that people had, the more positive their implicit natural feeling about their partner was. By having more sex, you're increasing the likelihood that your automatic response to your partner, the one you don't even think about, will be positive. And how do you want to feel about your partner? You want to feel positive about them, right? Okay, so have more sex. I have to say that over the years, one of the things that's been so heartbreaking for me with working with couples is to find out how many people haven't had sex for a really long time. I mean, 2 years, 5 years. And the thing is, it's such an indicator of what's going on in the relationship. And of course, there can be all kinds of things going on in the relationship, especially if there's been a lack of trust or a betrayal. But if you allow those things to linger, if you don't take steps to fix them, that's when you're going to have long-term trouble, the kind of trouble that leads to divorce and separation. And that leads us directly to tip number 2. If you want a strong, long-lasting relationship, figure out how to fight fair. Anger and stonewalling don't work. They lead to health problems and long-term unhappiness. Again, I know, duh, doesn't everybody know this? Well, not so much. This is from a study where they followed 156 couples over a period of 20 years, and they were observing the couples every 5 years. What they found was that people who get really angry and arguing with their spouse have a greatly increased risk of heart disease. The people who stonewall, meaning I don't want to talk about this right now, and so then they're never really dealing with their problems, have a much higher risk to develop musculoskeletal problems, meaning back pain. The other thing I loved in this study is that the researchers noted that they kept seeing the couples fight and argue over the same stuff over and over again every 5 years. They had the same conflict year in and year out over a period of 20 years. And they usually talked about it in what the researchers called eerily similar terms. Dr. Levinson, one of the researchers, said, sometimes we'd be listening in and wondering, is this the same conversation they had 5 years ago? Anger doesn't work. Stonewalling doesn't work. It can give you heart disease and back pain and lead to years of unhappiness. You've got to figure out a better way of communicating with each other than getting angry or giving the other person the silent treatment. And this leads directly to the third tip. Leave the past in the past. If you work through a difficult time together and have a positive resolution, leave it in the past. Use it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Don't keep throwing it in your partner's face during arguments. And don't use it to guilt trip your partner. And try not to assume that just because something happened once, it doesn't mean it's going to happen again. What's past is past, and rehashing old ugliness will just poison future happiness. Let it go. And I know from my own personal experience and from working with couples for so many years how hard it is to be able to do this. We had a couple here last year who he had started an emotional affair with a woman at his work. They were talking and texting. Nothing physical had happened, but when he realized what was happening and where it was going, he stopped it, cut it off completely, and told his wife about it. And she, of course, was totally and completely upset. And they talked and talked around it, but she came to this place where she absolutely believed that not only was that going to happen again, but that he was going to be unfaithful to her. And even after 2 years of therapy, she simply could not let this go. And it was coming to the point where she was literally accusing him of doing things that he was not doing. She was filled with anger and jealousy all of the time. And when they came to us, they literally were on the brink of divorce. He had actually already contacted an attorney. When we started working with them, what we found out was that she had these core wounds from her childhood all around not being worthy of being loved. And this had triggered those unhealed core wounds in just such a huge way that there was no way that she could let this go. When she really got it, that it was her own feelings of not being lovable and not his behavior that was really causing all the anger and jealousy, she was able to really see it and to come back into the love that she had for him, which I was so happy for because the two of them did love each other and they had 2 young children. So to be able to come back into that love was so huge. If your relationship, if your family is important to you, you have to find a way to let go of the past and reclaim the love that the two of you have. And of course, yes, I know it's easier said than done. Sometimes we just can't get beyond things, especially if they've involved trust or betrayal. But the question is, do you want to hold on to that, or do you want to hold on to your marriage and your family? So there's the tips. Have more sex, learn how to disagree without anger and stonewalling, and let go of the past. How are you doing with those? How's your relationship doing? Do you still have the sizzle that you used to have? Are you and your partner best friends? If not, I can tell you you're on a difficult road, a road that is probably not taking you where you want to go. So you have 2 choices. Do something about it or get more and more miserable. The second choice is what a lot of people do for a long time until they simply just can't stand it anymore and they split up. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for your family. Our couples retreats are so powerful because they are custom designed for exactly what the 2 of you need. First, we'll talk to each of you separately before you even come to Sedona, figuring out what are the problems that got you here. Because the problems that got you here are different from the problems that got someone else here, and they need to be dealt with differently. Then we'll custom design your retreat. And when you come to Sedona, you'll be working one-on-one with the master practitioners here, some of whom have more than 20 years experience of working with couples. You'll be working in sessions that are completely private. You won't be in a group where you'll have to air your dirty laundry in front of a lot of strangers. You'll be working one-on-one or two-on-one with people who are compassionate and caring, helping you to move through the blocks and gunk that got you here and moving you back into connection. Connection with yourself, connection with each other, and connection with that third thing that is your relationship. We've had so many people come here who are on the verge of divorce, some with the papers already signed, and we've been able to bring them back into the love and connection that was really there all along. And we've had so many couples who want to put the sizzle back into their relationship. They really want to take their relationship to the next level. Again, moving them into that love and connection. We all want to be loved in the way we want to be loved. And sometimes we have trouble finding that. If that's something that you're searching for, please call us. Or if you'd like more information, go to SedonaRetreatGuide.com and get your complimentary copy of the Sedona Guide to Couples Retreats today. And if you got benefit from this video, please take the time to like it, share it with someone who you think might get something out of it, and subscribe to our channel. But if you're ready to have the relationship of your dreams and move through the problems of the past, call us at 928-204-5988. Call us today. Talk to us so that we can custom design the perfect retreat for the two of you. You can have the life and relationship you want. I know it.